everybody, and welcome to another episode of This Week in Philadelphia Sports, where the NFL is on fire. The NFL's on fire. The NFL is on fire! Yeah, it's been a bit of a mad 24 hours, and usually, as you know, these videos are nice and calm and relaxing, and we talk about the week in Philadelphia sports, but the problem with that is, there are no Philadelphia sports to talk about, because they're all cancelled because coronavirus. Serious note though, guys, please make sure you're keeping yourselves safe and taking all the necessary precautions for the prevention of coronavirus. Before we get into what has been an absolute slew of Eagles-related nuggets today on the first day of legal tampering, congratulations, yes you, have been drafted with the 21st overall pick. I know, it's bloody mental. You didn't even apply to the draft. What that means is you are our new shiny wide receiver, and we're going to keep slinging you as much Eagles content as you can take all day long. All you've got to do is catch that subscribe touchdown, okay? Don't be like Nelson Aguilar. If you don't subscribe, if you are in that 60% that aren't subscribed, and I find out, I will call you Nelson Aguilar, and you don't want that. Seriously though, guys, with that close to 16,000, it'd be amazing if you could join our team. And thank you to all of the support. Obviously, it is a very stressful couple of weeks for us here because, well, as we mentioned, there's nothing to talk about in most sports. And because this is my full-time job, it means that it's not going well. It's help. Truly, all of the support you give, it means everything. So thank you for taking time out of your busy lives to watch what we put out. Let's try and go through this in chronological order, okay? Because, my God, there's a lot of it. At the very start of the day, I wake up, rise and shine. I'm happy. I'm excited for a new day. I'm positive. And that was reinforced when the Eagles re-signed Hassan Ridgeway to a one-year deal. Hassan Ridgeway? More like Hassan Ridge, yay! I'll go. Many of you will know I absolutely love this move. I wanted it when I released a free agency video. I wanted it even when he went down with injury. I think Ridgeway, in my opinion, was one of the best pieces of business the Eagles did last year. They looked at the 7th round and they were like, hey, we need developmental talent. Let's just trade away a pick, get someone we're already kind of high on that was a bit of a misfit in Indianapolis, who's already flashed those trades at the NFL level. He had 2 sacks and 6 tackles in a 3-week span before picking up an injury, which is very on brand for the Eagles. But I think now, if you look at the Eagles' defensive tackle picture, you've got Fletcher Cox, Malik Jackson, Hassan Ridgeway and Anthony Rush. It's not a bad spot to be in. Like, I think you could very easily go into next season with those 4 defensive tackles and not have to worry. Now, we know the Eagles love their defensive linemen, and there may well be a couple of twists and turns between now and week 1, but that's set for me. You've got big boy Anthony Rush. You've got the under-the-radar Hassan Ridgeway. He was excellent when he was actually healthy. Malik Jackson, who hasn't been healthy yet, but does bring a lot to the table, including some added versatility. And then the generationally gifted Fletcher Cox. Then, though, we got a little bit of sad news because the Eagles had released Clement to free agency. The running back who blew up with 108 yards in the Super Bowl was the undrafted underdog, the hero for many who then got injured. Noticing a pattern here slightly. It's honestly one of the most confusing instances in recent memory where he was so good as a rookie in 2017, expected to take that step up in 2018. Didn't. When you think the injury bug has finally released its claws, he muffs a kick return, gets injured again, and that's the end of that, really. I think it's a very bittersweet goodbye. Not a lot of people wanted to say bye to Clement because of what he achieved for the Eagles in 2017. He was a crucial part in that Super Bowl win. He was a hero. Clement will always be remembered for his heroics in Minnesota, and I personally hope he lands on his feet because it's not an easy thing to do. Just look at what happened to Jay Ajayi. So hopefully someone that was a fan favourite, that was a good guy off the field, that had overcome a lot of injury question marks in college, fingers crossed he lands in a good spot and can still be a part of a running back rotation somewhere. That was just never going to happen with Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, and maybe Jordan Howard as well. I mean, it reminds me very much of a situation I once had where I set up a date, everything was great, she was very attractive, I was nervous. I go up to said girl after all this hype, all this excitement, thinking this is going to be it. This is going to be my running back. And I go to compliment her hair and I say, is that your hair? It was all downhill. It was all uncertain from there, and unfortunately, Clement. And then there was the report that the Eagles are all in on Byron Jones, and this for me is going to be a race against time. Howie Roseman has got very little time to decide if he wants Byron Jones or not. Estimates say like $17 million a year. I'd go over that. Just give him whatever he wants. Open negotiations. Hey Joe, hey, how you old dog. So, how much we talking? Editor's note. It doesn't matter because he's gone to the Dolphins! It's a limited time space. He will not be around forever. This timeline, Austin Hooper became the highest paid tight end in the NFL and Hayden Hurst was traded for. That is going to send a massive spike in the tight end market, and Zach Ertz currently is in a bit of a tricky spot. It's going to cost the Eagles around $12 million in each of the next 2 years, and then the Eagles have a potential out. Ertz was seeking a new deal, and I can't really blame him. I think he's far exceeded his current value, and let's be real here that George Kittle is still on a deal that costs $700,000. He is going to get a monumentally big bag, reshape the tight end market, and then before you know it, Kelsey and Ertz are down to like 3rd and 4th highest paid tight ends in the NFL. There has to be a jump. Now, I would never suggest the Eagles trade Zach Ertz. I think it is absolutely stupid. But if there is ever a window the Eagles do it, it's now. If there's ever a window the Eagles explore anything, whether it's a contract extension, whether it is a trade, whether it's something new, I don't know, it has to be now. But I think there's a very strong chance the Eagles go all in on Zach Ertz. They say, here's another 5-year deal. Howie is very good at seeing the market and forecasting rises and falls. Just look at what he did with Carson Wentz. Prescott is in murky waters. He has to have that same foresight for what's going to happen at tight end. Because if Austin Hooper's getting that much, then George Kittle is going to get a lot more. And Zach Ertz will want a lot more as well. You've got to pay him before Kittle gets that payday. Because otherwise you're going to end up having to really reach and claw deep into the bank account. Something that Howie doesn't really like to do. And you can very easily see Ertz getting the Malcolm Jenkins treatment. A situation I don't think any of us want to see. Okay, are you knackered yet? Because I am, alright? I'm on can 3 of Red Bull. Houston Texans decided to break the NFL by being the Houston Texans, really, and trading away Deandre Hopkins to the Arizona Cardinals. Now, that's fine. That is fine. That's what Houston do. They just like to be a bit of a mess, really. They're like the LJ of American football teams. However, this does leave Houston needing a wide receiver 1. And I just happen to know a guy that's very team friendly, would never ever dream of going to the media and making anonymous quotes about his quarterback. He's definitely a role player, bloody loves the team he plays for, and just, if you guessed who it is, if I was Howie, I would be straight on the phone being, oh, Chris, my old buddy. Oh, how you doing? How's Deandre? Has he left you yet? I forgot about that. He has left. So I heard you might want a new wide receiver. Hey, look, you've got 50 million in cap space. I've got a wide receiver that's going to take up 17 million. It doesn't matter, right? He's very good and he bloody loves football. If there's one thing this guy does well, it's... What does he... Sometimes he jumps high. And he was good 2 years ago. Oh, how much? First round pick? I mean, what's the worst that could happen, right? I could also see them taking a flyer on Aguilar in free agency. And that'd be a lot less exciting. But it's the Texans, so... why not? That I found very interesting, which was the Atlanta Falcons released Desmond Trufant, and I could see a little reunion here because he had his lone Pro Bowl season under who else but Markin Manuel, the Eagles' current defensive backs coach, the new guy in town. Trufant's 29 years old. He's going to be cheap and cheerful. Now, he did hurt his toe, bless him, in the opening weeks of the year and ended it with a broken arm, which doesn't bode well if you're an action man figure, but luckily he's not, okay? He's an NFL player and he's actually pretty good. He had a career-high interceptions with 4 last season, despite missing so much action. And I think as a budget option, someone to come in, if they're going to go all in on Byron Jones, Trufant could be that perfect side-by-side player, the CB2, if you will, and then just let all hell break loose in the elimination chamber between Jones, Maddox, LeBlanc, Douglas. It'd be fun. I'm all for it. Then the Eagles went and put me in my feelings and made me listen to somebody else by the 1975 by... they released Camu Grugier-Hill, which sucked. Siri, do the Eagles have any linebackers? No, they don't. On the team currently at linebacker, you've got Alex Singleton, Duke Riley, T.J. Edwards and Nate Gary. Cut Nigel Bradham, and now they've let go Camu Grugier-Hill, which I really don't understand. I mean, KGH led the team in special teams tackles for back-to-back years. Yes, he was a bit injured in 2019, but as an outside linebacker and someone going sideline to sideline and snuffing out those screens, he brought real upside, and they've had him for 4 years. Like, they know he fits their system. It dazzles me that they wouldn't make that work. I can't see a situation where Camu's gone in and been like, Howie, boss man, pay me 18 million, please. Like, it's just not happening, is it? So I don't know what's going on. Good news is, alright, they should be investing at linebacker. Bad news is, how? Because they never draft them, and they're probably not going to sign one in free agency. I don't know. I think Cameron Johnston is going to play all 3 linebacker spots because, well, it's Cameron Johnston and he's made of iron. A little bit of feel-good but not feel-good news. Halapoulivaati Vaitai signs with the Detroit Lions, and boy got paid. He got $50 million over 5 years. Vaitai, get in the bag. He's had 50 games of experience in the NFL. He's been paid $1 million per game with that deal. That's good, isn't it? He's had 20 starts to his name. But I think what I love with Vaitai, as you guys know, is that versatility. He can play left, he can play right. He was somehow a better right guard than Wisniewski. Pipped him to the post, who's now at the Chiefs and winning a ring. Like, Vaitai was good in the clutch. The Eagles needed that. Now the question is Jordan Mailata ready? And we're going to do a big piece on that soon, so stick around. Basically, guys, I think that's everything. It's been a bit mental. Again, I'm 3 Red Bulls down, so I know this has been a total mess of a video, but I hope you've enjoyed it because, well, if you haven't, that's a bit stupid, really, isn't it? Let me know what you're thinking about everything that's happened today. It's been a little bit manic, I know. There's going to be plenty more where this came from. If you want to see more, my Twitter is @LiamJenkinsPSN. I'm going to go drink another Red Bull. I'll see you soon.